All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to get started here. I would like to call the regular meeting to order and announce that the board met in closed session and that no action was taken on items 1 through 4. I would also like to announce that today's meeting is being video recorded and will be available on the district's YouTube channel. I would like to announce that the blue cards are available at the table just outside of the boardroom for anyone who wishes to address the board. If you wish to address the board, please complete a card and hand it to the staff member at the table to my right. Please be sure to complete the card indicating whether the matter you wish to address is on the agenda or not on the agenda. If the matter is on the agenda, we will assume you wish to speak when it comes time to address that item, and we will hold your card until that time. Next up, we have our Pledge of Allegiance, and it is my honor to call on Anthony Burns and Aaron Sladen from Laguna Creek High School to please come forward as our education partners. Are you here? Excellent. Please come forward. And I'm going to read some amazing things about all of your hard work at Laguna Creek. And I also want to recognize Doug Craig, our principal. Feel free to join them. All right. Laguna Creek High School is honored to recognize Anthony Tony Burns and Aaron Sladen as our education partners. Mr. Burns, who is a Life Touch sales representative, has been involved with the Laguna Creek community for many years. He has worked closely with Eric Olson, our yearbook advisor, Jerry Haynes, our Associated Student Body advisor, and our administration. On many occasions, Mr. Burns has shared his extensive talents, including serving as a DJ for campus dances, painting 9 cardinal murals throughout our campus, and helping to take events to the next level. Last year, he arranged with a friend to bring his bright yellow Lamborghini to our first color dance so that Principal Craig could enter the event in style for the countdown to begin the dance. I might need a write on that, I'm just saying. Ms. Erin Sladen, Tony's wife, is the new International Baccalaureate Diploma Program Coordinator Assistant and will be working side by side with Rod DeLuca, the IB coordinator. Like her husband, Ms. Sladen has and continues to participate actively in the Laguna Creek High School parent community. This past spring, Aaron and Tony's assistants installed the senior A through G bulletin board in our front office. Aaron and Tony's son, former student body president Anthony, graduated last year as a top 10 student with an international baccalaureate diploma. Their youngest son, Ethan, is a middle years program world scholar as a sophomore and plays on the Laguna Creek High School varsity soccer team. Laguna Creek High School and the Elk Grove Unified School District are privileged to have such wonderful and supportive parents as Tony and Aaron. Let's give them a round of applause. And if we can ask you to lead us in the pledge. Everyone, please stand up. Is it not on? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Feel free to make any comments, and I'm going to meet you right down with some gifts. So if you have anything you would like to say, Xanthi's got it working.
Hello? Oh, here you go. Thanks. Any DJ comments?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. There's a lot of familiar faces out there, and including you, sir. Yes. And it's always a privilege to help out as many people in Elk Grove Unified as we can. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And these are for you. How about another round of applause? right, next up we have our high school student representative reports. First up, we have Florin High School.
Good evening, President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. My name is Layla Takir, ASB President.
And I am Michael Mendoza, Florin Kikla President.
It is our pleasure to be here tonight representing Florin High School.
We started this school year by welcoming the class of 2020 with an Aloha theme. ASB students set up lunchtime activities on the first day back and handed out lace to students during lunch. Lean Crew held freshman orientation before school started and was also very helpful in guiding the freshmen to their classes on the first day of school. Lean Crew has delivered 2 lessons to help the freshmen to adjust to the high school environment through fun activities. We held our annual Color Splash event on the first week of school. The quad was awash with rainbow splattered smiles, and the students enjoyed the entertaining evening, dancing and throwing colors at each other. The following week, we held the first food fair of the year. Our various clubs and classes had the opportunity to fundraise by selling delicious foods during lunch. It was a nice change from the usual lunch, and students loved it.
Our annual Club Rush was also that same fun-filled week. All students, including incoming freshmen, got a chance to familiarize themselves with the wide variety of clubs that Florin High School offers. The options were endless as students could choose between academic clubs, activism clubs, sports, cultural associations, and recreational clubs. Our next event was Powder Puff on August 31st, hosted by the junior class. It was held in Mark Macra Stadium, and after a tough game between the classes, seniors and freshmen took the win.
Our homecoming assembly was held on September 2nd. Our homecoming theme was Broadway, with the seniors choosing Annie, the juniors with Hairspray, sophomores choosing Grease, and the freshmen with Cats. The assembly was a fun-filled event with performances from all our 4 classes and the announcement of the homecoming royalty. Homecoming week followed, and ASB adorned the campus with posters and held lunchtime activities every day. Tuesday was Crazy Hair Day. Wednesday, we wore pink. Thursday, students dressed up as Broadway characters, and Friday was Florin Friday.
ASB set up our annual spirit tent in the morning and lunch on Friday to get ready for the parade and the game. The tent boosts the spirit by offering free face paint, hairspray, gold necklaces, Panther stickers, and gold glitter. The homecoming parade was held that afternoon with participation from James Rudder students, band, class floats, and many of our Florin clubs. Our game was against Highlands High, and although the game was a loss, our spirit was still high. The halftime consisted of an excellent performance from our cheerleaders, announcement of King and Queen, and the winning hairspray float of the junior class. Our homecoming dance was held the following evening with a great turnout, and students enjoyed every minute. It was definitely a week filled with fun and laughter and made us all proud to be Panthers.
Our senior picnic was held on September 24th last week. Our seniors met for senior sunrise that morning. Then after breakfast, the senior class headed towards Six Flags Discovery Kingdom for a great day. A new event that we introduced this year is pep rallies. We held our first one last Friday. Band and cheerleaders gave an excellent performance during lunch, and it changed the atmosphere. We plan to hold our next 2 this month, accompanying our breast cancer awareness game and our Red Ribbon Week.
Our students are working hard in and out of class, and even during the summer. 12 Florin High Law Academy students worked as paid interns for 2 weeks with the Summer Institute for Energy Law and Policy at the California Energy Commission. Another 7 Florin students joined a group of 22 students for the Summer at City Hall program in Elk Grove. The students worked with Florin High Law Academy teachers Benny Rich and Carlos Garcia to nominate Ms. Elizabeth Pinkerton to receive the key to the city of Elk Grove at the Elk Grove Multicultural Fair in August.
Also this summer, Florin High student Vincent Karabi Lamb participated in the annual QGIS software workshop at Channel Islands High School and the ESRI International User Conference in San Diego. The focus of both the workshop and the conference was geographic information systems. Vincent worked with a team of students to produce both a story map and a YouTube video highlighting their work. Kellyanne Riviera, an ag student, presented her Grand Champion turkey at the state fair this year. Also, Michael Rosales, a Florence High School teacher, was awarded a Northrop Grumman Foundation grant to start a VEX robotics competition team at Florence High. Another one of our students, Layla Takir, won the Triple Impact Scholarship sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. Miss Vaughn, our activities director, accompanied her to the ceremony. Two of our cross-country athletes had stood out this year as well. Desiree Reber, a sophomore, placed 20th at the Josh Ruff Invitational on September 17th, and Jorge Cardenas, a freshman, took first place at the same invitational. Both athletes medaled, and we hope to see great things from them in the future.
The biggest project we have taken on this year is Wishes Granted. This is ASB's first year with this program, and it has proven to be a success so far. At the beginning of the year, every student and staff member got a star to write any wish they had. All the stars were then turned into ASB, and our wish team got to work. The wishes range from food, gift cards, clothes, shoes, electronics, helping out family members, wishing good things for a friend, bettering Florence High, asking for electronics, celebrities, and much more. ASB has been hard and work and has granted hundreds of wishes already. At our homecoming assembly, we gave out a brand new laptop, a tablet, Best Buy gift cards, and the best wish of all was a homecoming date. It's very heartwarming to see the whole community of Florence High coming together to turn these wishes into realities. We do not have the budget to fulfill every wish, but when all of us come together to make things happen, the outcome is magical. We started Wishes Granted without many resources, but the support has been amazing. The laptop and many gift cards were donations from the staff. My personal wish was running shoes. Fleet Feet not only granted that, but also offered free apparel and accessories. This is all a big thank you to Ms. Vaughn, our Florence High Activities Director, for introducing the event, and the community of our school for making it possible. It is a year-long project, so we ask that if you're interested in participating, it would mean the world to our students. Thank you. And now, you know
And I know
that every day is a great day to be a Panther.
Nice job. All right, next up we have Franklin High School. Come on.
Good evening, President St-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Savalos. My name is Emily Stock.
And my name is Jasmine Beaupre.
Franklin students and staff have kicked off another exciting school year.
Franklin's football started off the season with a strong win against Valley at our first home football game, with a score of 56-0, while Franklin students' loud cheers filled the student section. The homecoming game garnered a win from Sheldon, with a final score of 20-17, and our football team is off to a great start with a 4-1 overall start, and ranked in the top 20 by the Sacramento Bee. Our women's tennis team is off to a great start as they currently are in second place in Delta League play, losing only to St. Francis. We wish them luck as they continue the second half of the league season this week.
Our other fall sports teams are off to successful starts. Men's and women's water polo continue to compete in the pool as one of the best teams in the district, and cross country and women's golf have had outstanding contributions from some individual performers. We wish all of our athletic teams the best of luck as they continue to not only compete and have success on the court and field, but represent Franklin well.
Franklin gave a wildcat welcome to the freshmen at the Link Crew tailgate, where the class of 2020 enjoyed games, food, football, photo booths, spiritware, and much more. The tailgate, an opportunity for freshmen to instantly get involved, was attended by more than 350 of our own current ninth graders. There was a total of 43 clubs at Franklin's Club Rush, including Operation Smile, Key Club, and the Hammock Club. Students had the opportunity to visit all the tables at their lunch to sign up and get involved.
The past 3 weeks, Franklin has been preparing for all of the homecoming festivities. This year's theme was Game On, where each class chose a board game. The seniors picked the Game of Life. The juniors had Candyland, the sophomores chose Clue, and the freshmen picked Monopoly. We kicked off homecoming with Franklin's famous rally, where the packed gym enjoyed class skits and royalty announcements. Franklin students continued to show their spirit during dress-up week as they pulled out their workout clothes for Muscle Monday, went all out for Tacky Tourist Day, got creative for S Day, dated things back for Toddler Thursday and showed Wildcat spirit for Franklin Friday. Last Friday was the parade, with club entries, royalty couples in convertibles, and class floats, followed by trucks full of spirited students for each class. That same night was the homecoming game, where Franklin beat Sheldon in a very close game. Saturday night, Franklin students got all dressed up and had a great time dancing and enjoying the free photo booths and Gunther's ice cream at the homecoming dance, with a total of almost 1,500 students in attendance.
Franklin's performing art programs came together on the same stage 2 weeks ago for the annual United Show. Performances by fusion, theater, vocal, and band showcased all of the talent at Franklin with a sold-out performance. This Saturday, the Franklin Band will host its annual band review with almost 30 schools in attendance. Come check out the marching bands from schools all over the state of California or stop by to watch the field shows Saturday evening at the stadium at Cosumnes Oaks High School. Franklin's Theater Company has been hard at work rehearsing for their fall production of The Odyssey, which opens on Friday, October 28th at 7 p.m., followed by performances on Saturday, October 29th, and November 5th at 2 and 7, and Thursday, November 4th, and Friday, November 5th at 7. We invite the board to attend and experience Franklin's version of The Odyssey.
With Term 1 finals this Thursday and Friday, the students at Franklin are busy cramming for tests and completing projects and term papers. We know that the student body at Franklin will continue to excel academically as they power through finals this week. The seniors at Franklin are busily preparing for their last year with college applications, while the underclassmen are signing up for the PSAT on October 19th. In fact, over 1,000 Franklin students have signed up to take the PSAT in a couple of weeks.
President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos, we thank you for your time and consideration this evening. We are excited to be reporting to you this year and look forward to our experience. Our next president.
Great job. All right, I would like to recognize our amazing principals. Our new principal for Florin High School, Ms. Denise Escobar. And Ms. Chantel Albiani, principal for Franklin High School. All right, thank you, students. I know you've got finals, so you can get home and get studying. Thank you. All right, next up we have Ms. Kathy Hamilton and to recognize our 2016 California State Fair winners and assisting Ms. Albiani.
Good evening, President Singh-Allen, board members, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. All four of our high school ag programs had state fair winners this year in a variety of different competitions. And so we will be asking our ag coordinators to come up and share their winners so that we can recognize these students tonight. So let's see who's first in line. Mr. Albiani.
President Singh-Allen, members of the Board of Education, and Superintendent Hoffman. It's with my pleasure that I present to you the Elk Grove FFA State Fair winners. This year, even though kind of embarrassingly we only have a handful here because of homecoming and cheer and football and such, we had 30 students that placed at least first in their respective competitions at the California State Fair in July. Elk Grove students competed in a variety of competitive events, including turkeys, beef cattle, sheep, pygmy goats, and rabbits, in the livestock show, jams, jellies, pickles, and salsas in the food processing and preservation divisions of the indoor exhibits. We have brought you a sample of the preserves produced by our students for the fair. You will get those in a little while. I would like to highlight 4 students that had an exceptional state fair placings, and then introduce the remainder of our students that are here tonight that had at least one first place at the fair this year. First, I'd like to introduce Ava Solano Lim. She had an outstanding state fair in the fact that she won the All Counties Best of Show Small Animal Master Showmanship, which is a competition amongst all of the county fair round robin, which is the outstanding showman of all small animal species of every county fair in California, has the right to come to the state fair to compete in this competition. And Ava won that, and then backed it up to prove that she's the best small animal showman in the state of California by winning State Fair Small Animal Master Showmanship a couple of days, well, I guess the next day, right after that. And then she also backed that up by also having two species champions and won the showmanships in pygmy goats. And she was the outstanding FFA rabbit exhibitor. So she had quite a state fair, and we're very, very proud of her with all that she does. Our next is Elizabeth Thier. Elizabeth shows beef cattle. She had her passion is showing the cattle, and she had the reserve champion, all other breeds heifer. But on top of that, she believes in educating the youth and the general public about the beef cattle industry. And she also was selected as the best outstanding educational display of the beef show at the California State Fair. Kylie Appleman was the highlight of our market show when her market turkey was selected as the Reserve Supreme Champion, and she qualified for the Sale of Champions, where she got to sell that turkey this year. Congratulations, Kylie. And in a whole different kind of realm, J.C. Mitchell was the poultry champion for the Champion Challenge, which is a contest that pits the knowledge of the species. So there's a test they take to qualify, and then there's a practical, and then there's an interview portion, and you keep building as you go from species to species. And he won the poultry championship over all the other turkey and chicken exhibitors that were at the California State Fair. So congratulations, JC, on your knowledge. We have a small group of the rest of our students that are here tonight. Many of these were in the food preservation area or in the sheep and other shows. And so I'd like to bring forward Faith Meeker, Taylor Appleman, Samantha Cotta, and Sam and Taylor have some gifts for you from our food preservation students. We hope you enjoy them. Thank you very much.
All right, well, pictures are being taken. Are you going to do pictures now, or do you want the whole group? I mean, do you want all of the schools, or school by school? Sure. Okay. All right, while pictures are being taken, I'll ask Sheldon, Hayes, Jim Looper to come up and get ready.
So parents of this group up here, feel free to come close to take photos while we get ready for our next round.
Good evening, President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Mr. Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. I need to get you a sign over here, too. You know, with all the important decisions that need to be made, fires to put out, issues to address, thank you. Thank you for the time to recognize our students tonight for their learning outside of the classroom, their personal growth, and their success this summer. When Ms. Hamilton asked to recognize the winners, I said, well, where do we stop? You know, at what point do we cut it off? And it makes it tough because, you know, there's so many kids that work so hard. We decided to recognize 3 here tonight. And the 3 young ladies that we're recognizing tonight are indeed amazing young ladies. However, if I was looking at them, we'd have a little conversation that says something more a little like, you're not normal. These young ladies came to school for 42 days straight this summer. There were days when they were there at 3 in the morning, at 10 p.m., and there were days that they showed up 5 or 6 different times to check on their animals. They learned about problem solving, animal health and management, critical thinking, displaying their hard work impeccably, cooperatively working on a team, not just feeding and showing animals. These girls have a passion. Their passion happens to lie in the world of market chickens, or what we call broiler meat pens. But their passion indeed spills over, and it spills over deep into who they really are. They're committed. They hold high expectations for themselves. They have the ability to make confident and ethical decisions, and I think these are definitely some skills that are going to bleed over into their life and to their future success. The first young lady I'd like to call up and recognize has been on the stage several times for similar type recognitions. This year she has earned 3rd place with her broilers. Please welcome Marissa Montantes. The next is a young lady who is only a freshman. She started working at the end of her 8th grade year, and throughout the summer she came on very strong. She was awarded and exhibited our reserve champion pen of broilers, Abby Campos. And making a step up of sorts in the show world, having the reserve grand champion chickens for the last 2 years, but this year's grand champion, Jessica Chinka. I asked where we cut it off. One thing that was pretty impressive, and sometimes it's hard to say things like this, but when they ranked the kids that showed up to exhibit the chickens, Sheldon had 8 exhibitors, and we happened to have places 1 through 8. But these are our top 3, and they did a great job. Congratulations, girls. Again, thank you for supporting our winning students, our amazing ag programs, and the homes that we really provide for so many students. Many of them never receiving any recognition like tonight, but they definitely succeed huge on their own, in their own ways. Thank you very much.
Parents, feel free to come closer. Friends.
And we have Ms. Aguilar. Ms. Aguilar, can you come join us, please?
All right, now I would like to introduce the new coordinator of the Pleasant Grove High School Ag Program, Ms. Jenna Swanson.
Good evening, board members, guests, colleagues, parents, and students. Thank you for taking this time this evening to recognize the achievements of all the FFA students at this year's California State Fair. It is my pleasure to be here to announce the results for our Pleasant Grove FFA exhibitors. With us tonight, we have Miss Isabel Waterman, who received the Golden Bear for her Supreme Champion Market Eggs. She was also Reserve Supreme Champion for Market Eggs, and she won Senior Novice Dog Showmanship. Congratulations, Isabel. This next student This next student to be recognized is not here tonight due to him serving as vice president at our chapter meeting and green hand ceremony, which also falls this evening. Ryder Nielsen had the prestigious honor of singing the national anthem before Sale of Champions auction and placed 6th in beef showmanship. Our remaining exhibitors all celebrated their final year showing at this year's state fair and were unable to make it tonight because they are currently away at various colleges around the state, but had an extremely successful state fair representing Pleasant Grove FFA and the Elk Grove Unified School District. Mackenzie Woods is a freshman at Fresno State. She won Reserve Supreme Champion Market Heifer, was 4th place beef showmanship, and 2nd beef herdmanship. Teresa Greenhut is in her first year at UC Davis. She received the Golden Bear for 1st place FFA Dairy Round Robin Showmanship. Won Reserve Champion Junior Dairy Doe, was 1st place Dairy Goat Showmanship, and the winner of Champion Challenge for Dairy Goats, which is a knowledge test. Sydney Edwards is attending CRC and received 4th place in Goat Showmanship. Thank you again for giving us the time this evening to recognize the accomplishments for our students. We greatly appreciate your commitment to the development of these young leaders through participation in FFA and career technical education as they develop their own potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. Thank you again.
All right, so we also had a winner tonight from Florin High, but she wasn't able to join us. Sheila, do you want to at least say something about your student? Okay, so Sheila Folan from Florin High School.
Good evening, President Allen, members of the board, and Superintendent Hoffman. It is a great honor to be able to say a little bit about our student who had the grand champion turkey at this year's California State Fair. Kellyanne Rivera is a 4th-year culminating student in agriculture who hopes to go on to study the natural sciences next year at university, and she had a conflict this evening and wasn't able to make it. But we again appreciate the opportunity to come before you and for your support of career and technical education and agriculture education. Thank you very much for making it a wonderful fall.
All right, thank you all.
All right, outstanding. All right, next up, I'd like to call on Ms. Zanthi Pinkerton. Recognition of Leon Kidda Burns, crowned the winner of So You Think You Can Dance TV show. Woohoo! And assisting Ms. Chaitis Espinosa.
Thank you, Board President Bobbie Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. I have the esteemed pleasure of recognizing and bringing up to be recognized Leon Kidda Burns, crowned winner of So You Think You Can Dance TV show. The Board of Education is asked to recognize Las Flores High School student Leon Kidda Burns as the winner of the popular reality show So You Think You Can Dance. I'd like to bring him up now and his family.
Absolutely, excellent, woohoo!
Want to stand over here? I'll say a family comment.
That is fantastic. Are we going to get a sampling of the dance? Yeah? I think we should, because we're going to now be the judges. And you'll get an enthusiastic round of applause as your prize. Okay.
So 14-year-old Leon Kidda Burns is a home study student with Las Flores High School. He wowed audiences this summer with his hip-hop skills, which he has been honing in class and competitions throughout Sacramento and the Bay Area since he was just a youngster. So Kidda tried out for So You Think You Can Dance, the next generation, which allowed 8 to 13-year-olds to compete.
And he says that he felt it was just his time to shine, and for all the kids who were never going to be able to be on the show, he wanted to show that the kids can do anything the adults can. So he really wanted to go for it, and I think he proved that he could. So he's won $250,000 and plans. And plans to use the money to buy a house for his mother, who is here with us tonight. So I ask you to please congratulate Keita on this great accomplishment, and he will introduce his family who's with him this evening, say a few words, and I think he wants to show a few moves. Introduce your mom.
I'm just kidding. Hi. Oh. Okay, so the reason why I auditioned for the show is because, well, before the show, it was only for adults, and I felt like, since there's a kids version, why not us kids, show our talent and show what our kids in this era can do, and I felt like it was a big time for us kids to shine, and I wasn't trained at all in any style, and I knew that it was going to be a challenge for me because I was just a hip hop dancer, but each week I was challenged to do something different, and that's when I knew that I couldn't doubt myself or give up, and I rose to the occasion, and I took on every challenge, and I'm happy that I am the winner of So You Think You Can Dance the Next Generation. Thank you.
And with Leon this evening is his mother, Tanisha.
Hi, I'm Tanisha Hunter, and I have 7 kids, and they all dance, and we didn't know something like this can happen because that's all they did was dance in my house. So my oldest son is deaf. He's hard of hearing, and I think why Keita adapted so well to the music because he had to help his brother feel the vibrations through the beat, the vibrations through the floor, the bass of the music. So I think that's why Keita developed this good, amazing musicality in his dance. So I'm just a proud mom and didn't know this was going to turn out something like this. They were discovered in front of a grocery store just dancing, and that's how they ended up in the studio. He was 5 years old at the time. So here we are. But yeah, so hard work paid off. It's real. Like, he never stopped dancing, and look at him now. He's 14, and he just aired on the Ellen Show today. Yeah, so it's an amazing experience, and we're blessed. And we thank everyone for the votes and to make this happen. He's worked real hard. I think he really deserved it. So.
You ready to show a few moves? Freestyle? All right, the floor is yours.
The stage is yours.
There's no music. Do you need rhythm?
Sure.
What kind of rhythm?
Come on, Rob. I'm sure you've got something on your phone. He does.
They're going to provide some music, impromptu.
So while we get the music sorted out, I just want to really recognize what an amazing talent you are, and also recognize the people behind this amazing talent. And Mom, wow, you've done an amazing job, and what a true testament to perseverance and hard work. Congratulations.
Go ahead. Ready.
Excellent job, Leon. Keita Burns, how about another round of applause for this amazing talent? All right, that was outstanding. All right, next up we have our introduction of new district level administrators. I'd like to call on Mr. David Riley. And all of us, yes, like before, if we can all greet them, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Good evening, President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos. So we have a few people. It's a big evening, evidently, with Paul McCartney in town and people teaching, and so we don't have full attendance here, but I'll give you a rundown of our new administrators here at the district office. First, we have Shelley Clark, who is in my department, Director of Personnel Development, Human Resources. She cannot be with us this evening. Shelley began her career with Elk Grove Unified in June of 1991 as an instructional assistant. She's also served as an elementary classroom teacher, elementary vice principal, and elementary principal. As of July 1, 2016, Shelley was promoted to Director of Personnel Development and Human Resources. Also new to the district office is Melanie Dobson. She could not be here. She is teaching this evening, Director of Secondary Education. She began her career in Elk Grove Unified School District in August of 1997 as a secondary classroom teacher. She has also served as a teacher in charge, a middle school vice principal, and middle school principal. As of July 1, Melanie was promoted to Director of Secondary Education. Mr. Don Ross, who I believe is with us. Come on down, Mr. Ross. Mr. Ross began his career with Elk Grove Unified School District in August of 1998 as a secondary teacher. He's also served as a K-12 resource specialist, program specialist with student services, secondary special education teacher, high school vice principal, and high school principal. As of July 1, Mr. Ross was promoted to Director of Student Support and Health Services. Next, also can't be with us here tonight, Susan Bell, Chief Facilities Officer. Susan recently joined our district team on July 1 as Chief Facilities Officer. She brings with her experience in school architecture and also school projects, which also included school business side of construction, and she has also worked with planning agencies throughout California. With us this evening, Ms. Shannon Hayes, our Chief Financial Officer. Shannon began her career in Elk Grove Unified in June of 1990 as a typist clerk 2. Don't know what that is. She has also served as a typist clerk 3, budget technician 1, budget technician 2, budget analyst, manager of budget department, and director of fiscal services. As of July 1, Shannon was promoted to Chief Financial Officer of our Finance and School Support Department. Also with us here this evening, Audrey Russick, our new district grant writer. Audrey recently joined the Elk Grove Unified School District team in September 2016 as the district grant writer. She brings 10 years of success writing various proposals for the purpose of educational programs, private foundations, and statewide institutions. I guess she is not here with us. Also not with us this evening is Lisa Levasseur. I want to say Levasseur, but it's Levasseur, I understand. She recently joined the district team in January 2016 as Program Administrator, Family and Community Engagement with Student Support and Health Services. She brings 10 years of classroom experience in Title I schools and 6 years of experience leading a national nonprofit, the Parent Teacher Home Visit Project. And then lastly, we have Dr. Shar Starks, Program Specialist, Education Equity and Expanded Learning Opportunity. Shar began her career with Elk Grove Unified in January of 2016 as a program specialist. Having taught as an elementary classroom teacher with Elk Grove Unified School District, Shar continued her professional growth as a California Clinical Teaching Program Coordinator for the Teach Now project with the University of Pacifica. And we had one more person. He didn't want to be mentioned, so I told I would never mention his name, Robert Pierce. He did not want to be singled out and recognized, so I just thought we'd go right over it, and Robert Pierce, not going to mention his name, Robert Pierce. So Robert began his career with Elk Grove Unified in March 2008 as the Associate Superintendent of Facilities and Planning. As of July 1, Robert Pierce was promoted to Deputy Superintendent of Business Services and Facilities, but I told him I would not mention his name, Robert Pierce.
All right, next up, the name that shall not be mentioned, Mr. Robert Pierce, for the Energy Awareness Month Energy Conservation Program update.
Thank you, President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. You will recall this is an annual item. We brag about our energy conservation program once a year, and that's in October, and we also ask the board to adopt a resolution signifying October as Energy Awareness Month. So like past years, we're very excited to report to you a lot of information tonight about the 14-15 school year, or fiscal year I should say, in regards to our energy conservation program. One thing that I want to share with the board and the members in the audience tonight is that the beauty of our conservation program is it's 100% behavioral. And by that I mean we don't spend any money whatsoever in keeping this program up to speed and operational in our district. And I know, frankly, energy is not at the forefront of our day-to-day work, but because it's a behavioral program, we do ask people to remember, and kind of our mantra was when this began, pretend you're paying the bills, pretend like your workspace is your home, and if you're not using it, turn it off. And so it's been overwhelmingly successful. It's been free to the district, and you'll see some surprising numbers, I hope, tonight. But there's a few folks that I need to thank. Obviously the board, the superintendent, leadership from the top has made this very, very successful. But our school sites our teachers, our principals, our custodians, our maintenance workers who work mainly in the heating and air conditioning arena, and all the good work that they do. So as I mentioned, our program is cost-free. It began in 2009. It has allowed the district significant savings in the way of electricity expenses for the most part. But it's allowed us to put dollars back into the classroom, especially during times of budget cuts. The savings were quite significant. And so, again, being a behavioral model only, a number of districts have come to us and asked how we're doing this and who's our energy manager, and we don't have one. It's been a grassroots effort by our staff. It's had very significant results, and you'll see that folks tonight who are going to recognize, and I can tell you each and every one of those schools has a particular individual or a champion or someone at the site level who has changed the culture of that school and the behavior at those schools. So the 2015-16 goals in our program, it's been very ambitious, and that continued in the 15-16 year. Our savings goal was $1.6 million in total energy savings. The consumption goal is a kilowatt hour goal, so we want to reduce our overall consumption of close to 12 million kilowatt hours. It's a huge number, but obviously we're a large district. And then we have a shared savings model, and our goal is if we save the money district-wide, we share 10% of that savings back with our school sites. So the first trigger or target is meet the district-wide goal. Test 1. Test 2 is if a school site met its individual goal, then we share the savings back with the school sites to reward their efforts, and overall that's been a very successful program. So just straight to the numbers. I think this slide probably captures it best. I talked to you about the $1.6 million expenditure goal, also the nearly $12 million kilowatt reduction goal. Proud to report that our program in the 14-15 fiscal year had an actual savings realized of close to $1.8 million. So we exceeded our expenditure goal, and our actual kilowatt hour reduction was just over 12.5 million kilowatt hours. Huge numbers. In terms of the annual kilowatt consumption comparison, I think it's always important to show you our baseline year. So 2008-09 was the last year in our district that we had no program. People were just doing what they always had done, and that wasn't an indictment. It just wasn't a priority of the district, and people just left things on. Set points weren't in a particular manner. Air conditioning units ran over weekends. Lights stayed on in evenings, and so you can see at that kilowatt consumption level of nearly 63 million kilowatt hours per year, and we were smaller in 2008-2009 than we are now. So we're proud to report in the 15-16 fiscal year our kilowatt hour consumption, and these are hard facts. We're just below 50 million kilowatt hours, so pretty staggering reduction. I will tell you, if SMUD was here tonight, they would share with you that they're overwhelmed by the savings. They promote the savings. It hits them financially, obviously, but they do encourage this nonetheless. So over the 6-year life of the program, the reduction has been over 93 million kilowatt hours in overall reduction. In terms of the program itself, for the life of the 6-year program, it saved us nearly $12.6 million in annual expenditures. And at today's rate and our 2008 levels of consumption, our energy bill would have been $8.7 million, and it's only at $7 million this year. Big number because we're a big district, but clearly a dramatic savings. And these are just fun facts that we share out with the community and with students in terms of what the program has saved us in kilowatt hours and what that's equivalent to. For instance, it's the annual gas emissions from 14,000 vehicles that our program has essentially saved the planet. CO2 emissions from the consumption of over 7.4 million gallons of gasoline. Carbon sequestered annually from 62,000 acres of trees. So big numbers, big performance. So with that, we're going to talk really quickly about the big savers. So the #1 elementary school this year, and they are represented by Mr. Gordon Blackwood, the principal, is Florence Mockoffer Elementary School at 233% of their goal. So as he's coming up, Mark Offer's always been a player in the program, but I will say this is their first year in first place. So congratulations to Mark Offer. Number 2 on the list, Elk Grove Elementary. Unfortunately, Principal Dave Nevis could not be here tonight. He is actually out of town. But this year they jumped to second place. They've been a player pretty much in the life of the program, but jumped to number 2 this year. And we're proud of Elk Grove Elementary, but unfortunately Mr. Nevis could not make it. Number 3, used to be number 1 for years, was Folks Ranch Elementary School at 191%. They're represented tonight by Mr. Joe Donovan, their principal. So when you see these numbers, 200% of their goal, 191% of their goal, clearly they're doing something. Folks Ranch is one of those schools from day one. I can see the people in my head right now who've been instrumental. And next, 4th place this year is John Earhart Elementary School, represented by the principal, Billy Eidlet, at 183%, 183%, excuse me. So this is only their second year as being a top-tier elementary school. They came in 6th place last year, and I'm proud of them at 4th place this year. And then next is John Reith Elementary School. This year they're in 5th place, represented by the principal, Louise Roachfield Gould. And this, again, similar to Earhart. This is only their second year of being a top performer, but very happy to see them this year in 5th place. And then last but certainly not least, James McKee Elementary School. Back in the top, represented by their principal, Stephen Looper. And I will share a funny, in my first year in the district is when we implemented the program, and Steve worked for me in the facilities department, and so he left the facilities department firsthand with the program, and we had a lot of fun with it in facilities when Steve was there. So that is our elementary school contingent. You want to go ahead and do a photo op here? Okay, moving on to secondary schools. Number 1 this year, Samuel Jackman Middle School, represented by their principal, Michael Anderson. And I have to say, when Mr. Anderson became the principal of Jackman, the year prior they hadn't met their goal. And Mr. Anderson took this to heart. He phoned me personally. He said, what can we do? So they went from not reaching their goal. This will be their 3rd year where they've either been number 1 or number 2 under his leadership, but they took it to heart. Their custodian at the time was Jared Anderson, and he did a great job. So thank you, Mike, for all your hard work. Catherine Albiani is number 2, 128%, represented by Danielle Story, the principal. This is Albiani's first year of being in the top performance of middle schools. So happy to see new players because they're doing good things when that happens. So I will say there's been an ongoing battle between Florin High School and Laguna Creek High School, and these things are very competitive. Our principals take it seriously. Mr. Craig asked me tonight, did we come in first? And if not, how much did they beat us by? So, but nonetheless, Florin High School, number 1 again, 151%. Represented by the principal, Denise Escobar. So I said number 1 again. They were actually number 2 last year for the first time, but they're first place this year. And I'm a Laguna Creek parent, so unfortunately they did edge Laguna Creek out by 7%, but Laguna Creek number 2 at 144%, represented by Doug Craig. They were first place the last 4 years running, so that. And then 6 years running in first place for alternative education schools is William Daylor High School, represented by their principal, Kathy Whiteside. And they have a Green Academy, obviously, so it's a good thing to see them in first place. So again, I thank the board for their time on this. It's obviously saved us literally millions and millions of dollars. We're going to continue the progress moving forward and look forward to the results next year. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, but ask you to adopt the resolution before you.
Excellent. Nicely done. Any questions or comments before I call for a motion? We're good? All right. Excellent job. I'd like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 25 that designates October 1st through the 31st, 2016 as Energy Awareness Month.
So moved.
Motion to approve from Ms. Chaitis Espinosa and a second from Mr. Perez. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Very good. Thank you so much. All right, we do not have any student expulsion recommendations this evening, so we are on to the public comment portion. I do have one blue card. I'd like to call Ms. Gina Davis. Gina Davis here? Oh, okay. Good evening, Ms. Davis. And then just as a friendly reminder, you have 3 minutes for public comment.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm a mom of this little one. This is my youngest, Lainey. She's a 1.5 years, and I have a 5-year-old son. As most parents, I'm very interested in getting my kids to have true engagement and learning in their education, but I also believe that this is the time for them to learn skills in personal growth, problem solving, critical thinking, leadership, collaboration, persistence, and time management. 21st century skills that are critical to success in life. I'm a busy working mom. I'm a professional genetic counselor. My husband's a civil engineer. We know that education is critical, and we want meaningful, engaging work to occupy our children's time and attention during these critical years. That said, we believe true learning comes from interest and engagement, something that's difficult to achieve in curriculum that is groomed from the outside. And we believe project-based learning should be something that Elk Grove Unified should start thinking about adopting in at least one school. We believe project-based learning brings the full spectrum of technology that kids will see in the real world and engages with real problems they will encounter in their lives. And we also think that during this critical period of their lives, we'd like to be true mentors and helpmates in their learning how to achieve their goals. And we think that that would be best achieved by helping them with real projects, things that make a meaningful contribution to society. So I just wanted you to think about, I just want you to know that there's some parent support for project-based learning, and I'd really love for you to consider making one of the schools in this system a project-based learning school.
Thank you for coming and sharing your interest with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up we have our consent agenda. Mr. Forcino.
Thank you. I move approval of the consent agenda items number 1 through items 12.
All right, we have a motion to approve from Mr. Forcino. Second, Mr. Madison. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, we do not have an LCAP update or budget or facilities, so bargaining units. Does anyone wish to address the board? No, we're good, thank you. All right, moving right along, let's see. Action items, we have Red Ribbon Week. Mr. Cerruti.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, and Ms. Avalos. The Board of Education is asked to adopt resolution number 20, recognizing the efforts of teachers, staff, and administrators in support of Red Ribbon Week, October 24th through the 28th. The Board of Education is requested to recognize the efforts of teachers, staff, and administrators during this week as part of a district-wide prevention program that encompasses education and positive youth development. Red Ribbon Week is the oldest and largest proactive drug prevention program in the country. It is an awareness campaign designed to warn students about the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, and other drug use so they will choose to be free of these barriers to success and wellness.
All right, thank you. I'd like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 20, which recognizes, hold on, the efforts of teachers, staff, and administrators in support of Red Ribbon Week from October 24th through the 28th, 2016. We have a motion to approve from Mr. Perez. Second, Mr. Forcina. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, Character Education Month, Mr. Cerruti again.
The Board of Education is asked to adopt resolution number 22, affirming the month of October 2016 be designated as Character Education Month in our schools. On July 7th, 1997, the Board of Education of the Elk Grove Unified School District approved recommendations of the Civic Values and Ethics Education Action Team, and those recommendations included the observation of Character Education Month, and similarly, the State Board of Education has designated October as Character Education Month.
All right, thank you again. I'd like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 22, affirming that the month of October 2016 be designated as Character Education Month in our schools.
So moved.
Motion to approve from Ms. Chaitis Espinosa and a second, Mr. Madison. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, National Bullying Prevention Month, Mr. Cerruti.
The Board of Education is asked to adopt resolution number 27 that designates October as National Bullying Prevention Month. Student and staff safety is a top priority for our district. The district does not allow any behaviors that infringe on the safety or emotional or physical well-being of any student or staff member. Elk Grove Unified has developed strategies for bullying prevention and intervention to help keep students safe and ensure a healthy learning environment. The district has an extensive board policy on bullying that covers a variety of areas, including cyberbullying, bullying prevention, intervention, complaints and investigations, discipline, and enforcement mechanisms. In recognition of the importance of raising awareness about bullying prevention, the Board of Education is asked to designate October as National Bullying Prevention Month. And I also just dropped off a few of these folks. These are what are relatively newly developed and being placed out in our schools.
Excellent. Before I call for a motion, I just want to recognize all of your hard work on this. This subject matter is very important to me. It's very personal to me, and I also want to recognize and thank our district for participating in the National Bullying Prevention Rally at the State Capitol on the 19th. So I encourage all of you to attend. You've all received a BC on that. I will be facilitating that event and speaking along with a number of elected officials. So thank you for all of your hard work on this, and I appreciate that these will be in all of our schools, which it is very needed for not only our students, but our parents. So with that, I will call for a motion to adopt resolution number 27 that designates October as National Bullying Prevention Month.
So moved.
Motion to approve, Ms. Chaitis Espinosa, and a second from Mr. Madison. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, week of the school administrator, Mr. David Riley.
Good evening again, President Singh-Allen, members of the board, Superintendent Hoffman, Ms. Avalos. Research has demonstrated that district and school leadership is one of the significant dynamics of schools and districts where high achievement occurs for all students, regardless of socioeconomic factors and home language or ethnic diversity. Therefore, in recognition of the dedicated efforts of school and district administrators to make a difference in the lives of children and to support the work of the teachers and the support staff who work in our schools, the state of California has identified the week of October 9 through the 15th, 2016, as the week of the school administrator. The Elk Grove Unified School District Board of Education is asked to approve the attached resolution.
All right, thank you. I'd like to call for a motion to adopt resolution number 28, recognizing the week of October 9th through the 15th, 2016, as the week of school administrators in the Elk Grove Unified School District. Motion to approve from Ms. Albiani. Second, Mr. Madison. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you, sir. All right, any board member wishing to do a report on any committee work or any committee work from anybody? Yes, Ms. Albiani?
We had our, Chet and I had our second meeting for the board handbook.
Yes.
And it's getting revised a second time. We've asked Mr. Hoffman to look it over. Then we'll finalize it and have it out to you. Our goal is to have us able to vote on it the second meeting in November.
Excellent, excellent work, and thank you for serving on that committee. Mr. Hoffman, do you have anything to report out?
So today we actually had the opportunity, we had a couple of representatives from the Arbinger Institute out to continue our work with leadership and self-deception, and we had representatives from both our Partners in Education group as well as Cabinet, kind of planning our next steps with regards to the work. I want to thank everyone that was there that took the time to be part of it. Very worthwhile, productive meeting, and excited about the work we'll be doing moving forward. Also had the opportunity to attend both the California City Superintendents and the NorCal Superintendents group the last 2 Fridays. Great opportunity to check in with other superintendents and the work that they're doing. We'll have some related information regarding the economy and the reality of the bit of a slowdown that we need to be cognizant of, and knowing that the governor's working on the upcoming budget, and we have a lot of work to do coming forward, but both very worthwhile meetings, so thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on, we do not have any items that were removed from the consent, so I will go on to other items from the floor. Anybody have anything? I do have one update for my board here, that the VAPA Executive Advisory Committee has been formed, and it is moving forward. There are 6 meetings that are scheduled, and they will be taking place in October, November, and December from 4 to 6 at James McKee at various dates. I'm going to maybe share that with Mr. Forcina and take turns. It'll be difficult to attend, I think, one board member all of those meetings, given all of the dynamics that are on all of our calendars with all of the various things going on. So rather than finding one that can do all 6, I think that since we've been very passionate about this issue, we will make sure that one of us is at these meetings so that there is board representation. But I want to recognize Mr. Hoffman and our staff for moving this forward so that ultimately we'll have a nice report, a comprehensive report on what our VAPA programs look like.
Madam Chair, just a question on that on the committee.
Yes, sir.
Is it represented all over the district?
I believe so. I did not get the roster as of me leaving, but I believe that's the case. And I'm getting a nod here, so yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that is my only informational update. With that, I will adjourn this meeting. First time ever, this early.